And again, no Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike Rapist. I was on a woman's black Dutchy bike, not a mountain bike, given away free to a good home on the Burston Gisson Road. Gregson Two Fishers Art Gallery, number 10 on the lad's shirt. So no Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike Rapist here. I just missed a van come by that got plumbing on it. And that is a really good watch. The Suspect, and that one's got GP and GAFFE on it. You can see Dr. Death SS, silver bullet Hume for details. No Roy Wyan, White Van Man, Christian B, Sandringham serial killer. Black Wizard Terrorist issue, a Nomad Monster serial killer here. So I was on a woman's black Dutchy bike, not a mountain bike. All rolled into the black shroud of Sandringham just to set me up further. So no Roy Wyan, White Van Man, Christian B, Sandringham serial killer, Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike Rapist. So when you do find yourself in a golden circle, golden dragon, precision engineered, Clockwork Orange, golden squeeze, then it's time to follow your golden compass. So Prince Harry Potter, Prince of Darkness, E.T. Hybrid Host, Red Dragon. His High Royal Blue Crime, New Year's Day Find, September Blue Murder, certainly not mine. Word that came off the Royal Sandringham Estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. How do I know? Little birdie told me so. So two parallel stories in this. One is true, one is a monster lie. Then one is true, one is false. Axe on that one. So it is a good crime drama, The Suspect. It's where a psychiatrist, doctor, is set up for a murder he didn't commit. And again, that is the big disframe always. Set you up as a red car Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B. To get you boxed up, locked up, throw away the key, or done in, disappeared one way or another. All to cover up high crimes, Royal Blue Murder, certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. So again, the crime series The Suspect, that's where a doctor psychiatrist is set up for a murder he didn't commit. And he has to go on the run, try and figure out who's setting him up for the murder. Who's really committed the murder. Again, that is the big disframe. Set you up as a red car Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B. And all they really have is sip, zero, silch, nil, a whole lot of nothing. One big monster con, Dismason Council, White Lodge, the local mafias, the local mob. So the doctor psychiatrist has to go on the run, again, to try and figure out who's setting him up for the murder and who really committed the murder. And in the crime drama The Suspect, there is a lad, number 21, it's very special to him, as his dad drove a number 21 bus who was falsely set up as a paedophile. His dad then committed suicide and blew himself up. So him and his brother, who was a plumber, again I missed a big van come by with plumbing on the side of it. They took revenge on everyone who had played a part in their dad's demise. But there's no body parts or explosives in the Dismason Council, White Lodge, Rackham's Bathroom, Adam Scolden, Peacock Plumbing, and you could have seen MEP, OBE, Lord Mupperhead McGregor, the Red Baron of Fulham, Dismason SS Grandmaster. So no red car, Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Sutcliffe Steve Wright, Wayne Cousins, Brady Huntley, Fred West. No black wizard here, and a Volvo estate, that one's got a knob on it. And you certainly can see this woodyard, one big black axe hatchet job, saw trap. Can see Burston Mill, Pages and Co. Discalton Road Assassins, Parish Fields, not Selfie Centre. They are all related. Simon Bailey Don't Cry and his blonde host plainclothes lover and her partner, not true detectives. So plenty of people who'd like to split my framed fixed head. And the Sower murders, 43 miles from here, Ian Huntley, just had his head split open in prison, died from his injuries. It did also happen to Daniel Morgan, who was going to expose corrupt police officers at Scotland Yard. Ended up with an axe in his head in the Golden Lion pub car park. So, and again, as always, that is the big disc frame. Set you up as a red car, Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B. No Black Wizard, Sandringham serial killer here, Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike rapist, Child 44, Black Wizard terrorist, this shooter. Again, see Prince Harry Potter, Prince of Darkness, E.T. hybrid host, Red Dragon. His High Royal Blue Crime, New Year's Day find, September Blue Murder, certainly not mine. And how do I know? Little birdie told me so. Word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. And I was there, again staying in a disused beach hut at Hitcham, 7 miles from Sandringham, North Norfolk coast. Evergreen Toxic Crown Corporation, Saks Coburn GAFFE, Windsor SS. So as always, no Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B, no Red Car Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Sutcliffe Steve Wright, Wayne Cousins, Brady Huntley, Fred West, Black Panther, Sandringham serial killer here, Black Wizard terrorist, this shooter. And good old TikTok. Over 70 million views on TikTok, 29 TikTok accounts burnt down for telling the truth. And when they were thinking of banning TikTok in America, their CEO said, no, TikTok is all about freedom of speech and expression. What a big monster lie. So when you do expose high crimes, royal blue murder, certainly not mine, see Prince Harry the Spare for details. There's plenty of people who'd like to put me through this woodyard's shredder, make me disappear. Again, one big black axe hatchet job. So all they really do have in this Norfolk UK is sip 0 silch nil, a whole lot of nothing. One big monster con, one big monster bluff, one very big porky pie, serial killer light. So one big warring dish, you can certainly take a very big hit. Again, two parallel stories, one is true, one is a monster lie. And we haven't started exchanging missiles with Russia yet, but we're certainly all in range of war, bio warfare, cyber warfare, and war. And when I was in Russia, Leningrad, did see scale models of the UK in London, every strategic target marked. More pins in East Anglia than anywhere else. Two big red pins, Mildenhall and Lakenheath, big US air bases. 33 miles from here. Lakenheath is where they now store all the nuclear weapons. So if Lakenheath took a big hit, be game over for this area, probably game over for the UK. Again, Russian nuclear targets. That one's got number 10 on it. You can see Keir Starmer and the Labour loonies. They want to send all your sons and daughters to the front line. And war, bio warfare, cyber warfare, and war is an acceptable blood and fire sacrifice to Satan and the fallen. So Prince Harry Potter, Prince of Darkness, E.T. hybrid host, Red Dragon, his High Royal Blue Crime, New Year's Day find, September Blue Murder, certainly not mine. Again, plenty of hosts for the hungry, bloodthirsty beasts in high places. And that really is a good film split where the lad has 24 split personalities. 24th personality is the beast, and the beast is taller. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. And ironically too, when I was in Leningrad, right by the Baltic naval docks, Russia at that time had just invaded Afghanistan, now it's Ukraine, and the West was rearing up. We did watch the Baltic Naval Fleet to put to sea. And ironically, there was an American general cargo ship called the Lord Nelson right by the Baltic docks. So one big Battle of Trafalgar on the horizon. One big gas and oil war. Russia, NATO, Ukraine, the Middle East, Israel, Iran and the US. Don't have the pumps or run dry in the winter time. One big chain reaction. And you really can see my ex-wife, Shay Fraternal, Fareham Burson, big police council, Dr. Hume collaboration, Inspector Numbnuts Bunton, Mr. Fixer, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire, 2 blatant lies from a police inspector. Far bigger than Pleb Gay, and as always I do have the evidence, do have the proof, do have the letter in black and white. So no mad monster, serial killer here. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. Again, 2 parallel stories, one is true and one is false. I can hear a train, again no Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike rapist. I was on a woman's black Dutchy bike, not a mountain bike. The man following the woman at Norwich train station, younger than me, had a hoodie on. Certainly wasn't me, again he was on a mountain bike, I was on a woman's black Dutchy bike. So again 2 parallel stories, one is true, one is a monster lie. And always who and what is true, who and what is false. And Christianity, Islam, as always, 2 big opposing forces, totally opposite. 2 parallel stories, one is true, one is a big monster lie. So no Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike rapist. No Black Panther, Sandringham serial killer here. See Prince Harry the Spare for details, Prince Harry Potter, Prince of Darkness, E.T. Hybridos, Red Dragon. And as always, that is the word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. And Andrew and Epstein trafficking women, young girls, children, boys and girls through royal estates, Buckingham Palace with royal clearance. For members of the royal family, aristocracy, other so-called elite clients on the UK's Devil Island. So sometimes flooring the opposition in this Norfolk UK. Never a bad thing to mock the opposition, and I certainly have heard all their monster lies. So I know exactly how they've set me up. I know who, I know how, I know where, I know when, and I know why. I know how long, how far, how wide, how high, how deep, how dark, how black, a precision engineered black box serial killer frame fix assassination can go. So you can see my ex-wife, Shay Fraternal, Fareham Burson, Dismason Council, White Lodge, the local mafias, the local mob, Norfolk Bacon SS, Windsor Gestapos, the local Nazis. So when you do find yourself in a golden circle, golden dragon, precision engineered, Clockwork Orange, golden squeeze, only do have to follow your golden compass. Every monster lie, every bogus diagnosis, every death threat mixed into the Dismason Council, White Lodge, big monster mix. Everyone has to swallow, comply, conform, consent, obey, and confess is true. So they certainly want me boxed up, locked up, or done in. That one's got kill on it. And 55 on that one. 55 Victoria Road in Dis, where I did run a hostel for homeless young men. My Christian calling at the time was never 25 Cromwell Street. No bodies bricked into the walls, under the floors, or buried in the garden. Certainly wasn't running a Charles Manson cult. Can see DC3, Hope Church now, all full of mad monster lies and bogus diagnoses. And no underage rape, pregnancy, murder and burial, another big monster lie in this Norfolk, UK. And that was an interesting story. Some youths came to visit several youths came to visit Brian, Gavin and Dale, who I'd put up. Again, I was my Christian calling, running a hostel for homeless young men. And among this group of youths, there was one young girl, 15 years old, crying her eyes out. She'd just lost her mother. She'd just lost her woman who was like a mother to her, who she stayed with every weekend at Barnum, 8 miles from here, who went to the Barnum Christian Fellowship, had been multiply stabbed to death. She also thought she was pregnant by a youth in Skull, Rob Hammond, who she then detested. So she was in a real double whammy. Again, she just lost a woman who was like a mother to her, had been multiply stabbed to death at Barnum, 8 years from here, plus she thought she was pregnant from a lad she now detested. And 55 Victoria Road, this Norfolk, UK, was opposite Victoria Road Post Office. Lloyd Long, the sub-postmaster, he could stir more crap than this sewage works. All delivered by Royal Mail, postie assassins, vigilantes, postie men. So my partner at the time told this young girl where she could get help and support. And we never saw her again. So certainly no underage rape, pregnancy, murder and burial. Again, another big monster lie in this Norfolk, UK. And no ritual, serial killer here, Africa, this Norwich and Sandringham. Not me leaving the body of a 17-year-old sex trafficked girl on the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. Plenty of ritual killers in high places. And I did watch the ritual killer recently. Again, castles, manor houses, UK, Devil Island, country estates. And I did watch the ritual killer recently, Morgan Freeman. That was a very good watch. It was all about a witch doctor, ritual serial killer. So no ritual serial killer here. Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B. A red car, Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Sutcliffe, Steve Wright, Wayne Kissons, 24 on that one. Plenty of hosts for the hungry, bloodthirsty beasts in high places. No hosts for the beast here. So Evergreen Toxic Crown Corporation, Saks, Goburn, Goffer, Windsor SS. Cruise on my frame fixed tail in Dis Norwich Safehold. North Norfolk Coast, Derbyshire and the Lake District. All looking to bag a frame fixed black cat. Some people like their blood sport, others their blood money. Did speak to the police in every location who only turned a blind eye. Government sanctioned cruise, licensed to kill and make a problem disappear. And the police at Windermere, Cumbria in the Lake District said, Johnny, this is really strange, we've never known this. And that's King Charles, Count Dracula, Camilla the Omen Nanny, Queen Witch there, just out and about in disc, getting some more monster lies. All to cover up their high royal blue crime, New Year's Day fine, September blue murder, certainly not mine, Royal Sandringham Estate, Killenfields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. So the police at Windermere, Cumbria said, Johnny, this is really strange, we've never known this. They had my driver's licence, which they knew was genuine, and they couldn't get my details up. They said, Johnny, it's like you've been erased, or people in high places want you permanently erased, all to cover up their high crime, royal blue murder, certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. Norfolk Coppers, again in their precision engineered black box, serial killer frame fixed assassination. And that one's got con on it. One a big monster con, one big monster bluff, one very big porcupine, serial killer lie, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham. 17 on that one, and Dax. And you can see East Coast Truckers UK, MRCT, Bartram's, Anglia Freight, Trans Am, Burster Mill, Discolton Road Assassins, Roy Humphreys, Richard Long, I used to escort wide loads for. Plenty of hosts, Drive Monster 18-wheeler, 666 dual trucks. 3 attempts to run me off the road, also narrowly missed escaped. One big high-speed ram, 17 on that one. And as always, 4-man crew in this, and a big silver Mercedes-Benz estate car. Did see him coming, so was prepared. Certainly did get me boxed in. Looked like they were licensed to kill and make a problem disappear, all to cover up Prince Harry's royal spare behind. New Year's Day find, September blue murder, certainly not mine. 22 and lie on that one. That is a 22 year catch 22. Excuse me. Complete abuse of power, position, authority and influence in public office. One big monster lie, and again plenty of hosts. Drive Monster 18-wheelers, 666 dual trucks. 3 attempts to run me off the road, also narrowly missed escape. One big high-speed ram. But no Roy Wyan, White Van Man, Christian V, Sandringham serial killer here. See Prince Harry the spare for details. And as always, the word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. How do I know? Little birdie told me so, and I was there. So they all nicely used and set me up, framed and fixed me, used me as the spare and the fall guy. And that one had Bluff on it, number 10, one big monster con, Monster Bluff. So no mad monster, serial killer here, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham, really don't think so. Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B. High Royal Blue Crime, New Year's Day find, September blue murder, and certainly not mine. Dis Mason Council, White Lodge, the local mafia, it's the local mob, all their cronies, spies and informers. And no sombre, autonomy of a crime, again no woolly hat, purple guy, serial killer here, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham, really don't think so. So they certainly will pay to make you disappear. And again, all to cover up high crimes, royal blue murder, certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the spare for details. No one's got the maze on it, and Nazis. So again, plenty of knobs and Nazis who want to send me to the maze. Dr. Death's SS Black Pigsty. 666 maze. Really is full of mad monster lies, bogus diagnosis, lethal injections. A very deadly serial killer virus, and again 17 on that one. So, as always, no ritual, serial killer here, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham, really don't think so. And I did hear a very interesting story in Malawi, Africa, where there was a Christian minister and his team ministering to 80,000 Muslims, and there was a crow in the tree nearby, crowing away, and the Spirit of the Lord told them to pray against witchcraft, which they did. Then the crow morphed into a witch doctor who fell naked out of the tree, run away in front of 80,000 people, 80,000 Muslims, and over 50,000 Muslims gave their lives to the Lord Jesus Christ Joshua. And I did watch, again, Morgan Freeman, the ritual killer. That's a very interesting watch. but no ritual killer here. Plenty of ritual killers in high places. Prince Harry Potter, Prince of Darkness, E.T. Hybrid House, a Red Dragon, his High Royal Blue Crime. New Year's Day Finds, September Blue Murder, certainly not mine. No Black Panther, Ritual, serial killer here. One Big Monster Gaffe, One Big Epic Fail. Norfolk Coopers, Coppers, that one's got fun on it. So some people do like to play games, have their fun, see if they can set you up to get you done in or boxed up, locked up, throw away the key. And that's a good one. Very good crime drama, Hidden, where a man rides around in a red pickup abducting young girls. No One Hidden in my frame fixed lockup. No bodies, no guns, no drugs, no children. Have a 22 on that one. Again, no Black Wizard here. Plenty hidden in high places, castles, manor houses. UK's Devil Island, country estates. And again, you always get crows and ravens in the film The Omen, Prince of Darkness, E.T. Hybrid House, the Red Dragons. So they will pay to make you disappear or to cover up Prince Harry's royal spare behind. New Year's Day Finds, September Blue Murder, certainly not mine. Plenty of old crows in this, lion, shape-shifting spirits. Can see this woodyard for details. And again, no this lawnmower man here. So as always too, plenty of high crimes, Jack the Ripper crimes, certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the spare for details. So all in the bag. And a silver Ford Focus, doing the reins in this recently. Also cruise on my frame fixed tail in this Norwich Safewild. North Norfolk Coast, Derbyshire and the Lake District. But no Mad Monster, serial killer here. Again, see Prince Harry the spare for details. So certainly is the one. Anyhow, God bless, take care.